And one more thing. Yeah, no, there's more things like this. I might do a couple more of this where if I want to talk about a specific thing, or I want to ask a question, I'm going to do it. Because there's some things I might want to actually talk about with films. Am I going to be this now? No, realistically, I'm not as good as other people. But there is one thing that I wanted to ask and I wanted to talk about. So yesterday, I talked about Criminal Minds. More specifically, season 3, and I did a lot on that. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is one question, but I'm going to read it back to the end, sorry. Wind. The thing just blew forward, sorry. But one of the things I wanted to also talk about is one of my favourite episodes of the original Criminal Minds. And yes, I'm not going to deny, there's a lot of fully good episodes. And I didn't look up this one, so I don't know the exact episode number. I usually refer to things by vibes, like I know it's not this, but the Kingfisher two-parter is one of my favourite two-parters. One of my favourite parts of an overall arc is where Spencer, that was the guy, I've got the guy's name, goes on sort of like this fake date with an assassin, and that whole thing of a table and all that, and like 2 moves ahead, 2 moves back, all of that, I think is really good and really interesting. And I would say one of my favourite character introductions is when they introduce, actually my actual favourite character, Rossi, where he is introduced in his debut episode, which I think is one of my favourites. But one of my absolutely favourite episodes, and one I wanted to talk about, is Damaged, from season 3, episode 14, which I think is one of the best episodes, because I know there's I know there's like a A plot, B plot, and there is a B plot, and a lot of people are like, oh, if it's not as good, then compared to the whole episode. The reason why I like it is, one, even though I said, oh yeah, the reason why I like Criminal Minds is because they're technically one-off. You can watch one-off. You can't really watch this one-off, but you can. It's the idea of him going back to an old thing, and it has the biggest twist, which I think is interesting. Because at the beginning, it's, you see this car, you see the gift, you don't really, like, you will see, like, a suspicious thing, and you would be like, and then this person dies, or this person gets kidnapped. Da-da-da. That's sort of a theme with the thing. This happens, so this happens. And I think it's clever. In this, you see that, and it doesn't happen, and you also see that Rossi has kept in contact in other episodes with 3 people. And I think it's really interesting, where it's like, and when you slowly and I think there's even a conversation where it's like, about these 3 people and anything they know, and talking about it. And when you get the moment of like, oh, and stop sending us those gifts, and his look of, I didn't send anything, it was like, wait a second, and who was that at the beginning of the episode? Because I have concerns. And the whole thing, because at first you would think, oh, it's just a character thing. There's not a specifically, and then here's the crime. Having the focus of that part being a sort of thing of that. And then it goes to, okay, what is going on? Because where the people behind the bees going? And all of the okay, this connects to this and connects to this, and then the traveling town connects to this. I like that, because that small thing of wait, I didn't give you anything, is so clever. And I do think it's oh yeah, it wraps up really well. I do get why I'm being contradictory to not the last one. The last one was the actual review for today, but to the general point of why I just said, it was this is the reason to da-da-da. I know that, but I do think this is one of my favourite episodes. Now, to the question, it's very easy. I would like to mention this to every person who sort of has ever seen Criminal Minds and does sort of upload content. what is everyone's favorite episode of Criminal Minds? Because legitimately, I might talk about this a bit more. I don't know why. It's a fun show. Very interesting. And I like psychology, sue me. I know there's a couple of things that are inaccurate or not accurate now. Because I think this was done in the 90s to the 2000s. Or even to 2000 to 2010. Like, I think that was 10 years before this in Evolution, which was 2023, I think. Because it was after, because the whole story arc was dealing with COVID. I don't even know if it was 2020. No, I think it was 2022, 2023. But I do think this is a very interesting show. So yeah, sorry about this. This might not be a regular thing. I might do one more tomorrow, but that's different. But yeah.